What's up, my fellow trash hangers? Welcome back to another video. Sorry if I sound a little off. Today was alright, but I literally just found out Technoblade has cancer. And as a person who's had family members deal with cancer, it shocks me. But as you saw in the title, I'm going to be reviewing Candyman, the first one, since the new one comes out today. It's probably already out. I don't know. I don't get out much. But anyway, so I literally watched Candyman for the first time today. So it was weird. Like, any movie past the 90s is gonna be really weird. Anyway, any movie past the 2000s is gonna be really weird, because things have changed a lot, especially in the last 5 years. The person I was 5 years ago is not a person I want to meet again. But it was just sort of a culture clash between what's happening now, what people are like now, between what goes on then. There's only really one scene in Candyman that really freaked me out, like in a culture, like in a weird way. But I almost forgot to say, spoilers alert. Again, if you're a recurring viewer, which you're probably not, I'm pretty sure last time I checked it said only 100, like literally said 0 people returned to watch. So if you aren't already subscribe, help me out. Let's see. But yeah, the spoiler alert over. All right. The one scene that weirded me out is when Candyman stuck his finger in the baby's mouth. It was weird. I know he probably had honey on it or whatever, but still weird. Whatever. But besides that, let's get into the rest of the review. The movie is just basically a woman just looking up an urban legend for college. And her friend and her husband are trying to help her. Mostly her friend is. She's really sweet. The friend character. It's a B name. It's like Bridget. I'm pretty sure it's Bridget, right? It's Bridget. Tell me below. Tell me I'm wrong. I know y'all like nitpicking. Let's see. They keep looking into it, but then they get a major lead where a housekeeper or like a school, the cleaning ladies in the school are like, yeah, we know where he lives. We know where he lives. He lives on like Olive Street or whatever it's called. I already forgot the main parts. I just know that the basic story. So that's not why you're here. You're here for jokes, right? Even though I'm kind of sad. Let's see. The main character goes down to the apartment complex because she's like, yeah, he's here. I can sense him. And they explore. But before then, they actually try and summon him, Candyman, the big old Candyman. They summon him in a mirror, which is just saying Candyman 5 times into a mirror, like Bloody Mary, which I will not do. I know Candyman's fake, alright? But I refuse to do Bloody Mary. So, if you guys remember my supernatural hunting, like ghost hunting series, don't request me to do a Bloody Mary episode. I'm not. I refuse to. I know it's probably not real, but I just can't leave it up to chance. But Candyman, yeah, I'll do a supernatural hunting, ghost hunting episode on Candyman. Why not? I know it's not real. Besides that, the main character only summons him because her friend is really smart, and they understand that Candyman is a big deal and doesn't need to be messed with. So yeah, then they go to the complex and they're like, "Ooh, it's scary. We're not supposed to be here, and people are trying to threaten us." And then they go to the room where Candyman killed that one lady and her baby. And so, let's see. They go in, they find the mirror hole where Candyman popped out of, and the main character goes in, takes photos because she needs evidence, and then the Candyman side effects start kicking in, where she starts seeing and hearing things involving Candyman and death, and so let's see. After that, they go and I can't remember this part, but I think they talk to a few people, and then they talk to this one guy who did research on it previously, and he's like, "Here's how his story actually happened. See, you was a son of a slave or like a slave owner. I can't remember, but his father acquired wealth, and he was like, let's get you in school." And they got him into prestigious school, and then he developed a skill for art, and then he got a job where he painted fancy rich white people to say, "Hey, my painting says we are rich, and we know nothing, but we're gonna show off our wealth like it actually matters," which it doesn't. But then one of the times he goes to paint, he actually falls in love with the guy who's trying to hire him, his daughter, and then he has a son, but then the father is like, "No, you can't do that to my daughter," and he kills Candyman with a bunch of hooligans, and they kill him with bees. That's why he has bees. God, my TikTok is blowing up. If you haven't, in the description, I have my TikTok in the description. One of my TikToks. One of my recent TikToks have blown up, literally. It's now past 1,000 it's past 1,000 viewers. Alright, views. God, sorry. It's gone past 1,000 views, and now have more than 100 followers. I think I've almost doubled my following since I posted that. So yeah, check that out. But we're not here for that. We're here for Candyman. Candy Woman. Why don't we try that out? Candy Woman. I don't know. I'm not here to. I've seen nothing but spiders in the last month. I've seen like 6, honestly. I even went to a friend's house and there's a spider there. So far in the past 2 days, I haven't seen a spider, but if they're probably not too far away. I look in the light. Anyway, something Candyman backstory, and also while they were at the apartment complex, they talked to a girl who lived next door to where Candyman killed that lady, and she was like, "Oh, it was scary, and my son, he was so scared." But later on, Candyman got to the main character and was like, "Be my victim," while they're in a parking lot. And then all of a sudden she blacks out and she ends up at that one lady's apartment, and she killed the dog and she assaulted the lady that lived there and kidnapped her son and put it in the Candyman hole. The mirror hole. That doesn't sound any better. But after that, it's just a downward spiral of insanity and like romantic madness. Because this movie isn't really a slasher; it's more of a atmospheric, murderous romance movie. So yeah, if that's what you're into, watch it. I watched it on Peacock. It's free. It's a free streaming service. There's a lot of free movies. Matter of fact, I was watching the John Wick 2. Then I found out Technoblade had cancer, and I watched his video. But enough with that. Then, after she killed the lady's dog and assaulted her, the main character, Helen, it's Helen, right? Helen is sent to the police. She gets chained up, and I was like, "What you doing? Where's the baby?" And she's like, "I don't know. I blacked out." And then she's like, "Can I get my phone call?" And she calls her husband, who's actually being frisky with one of his students because he's a teacher. He's a teacher. Remember that. Besides that, her husband gets him out, and let's see. After that, they talk a little bit, and then Helen blacks out again, and then Candyman accidentally kills her best friend because the best friend was checking on her, and then the best friend dies. That was so awful. That's like that's the main death that messed me up. When the main Helen's best friend died. Then because of that, she's sent to a psychiatric ward where she's like, Candyman did it. He's going to kill me. And then, after a month in the psychiatric ward, she talks to a doctor, and he's like, "Why'd you do it?" And it was like, Candyman. And he's like, no. Why'd you do it? And he's like, "I can summon him." And he's like, "Mirror." And she's like, "Candyman." And then there's 4 more Candymans. And bam! Up his back. And he's like, "Come to me. Oh, sweetheart!" Through the window. Like the Batman he is. And she goes to him after a wild chase sequence. It's not that wild. It's like 5 minutes. Not even that. It's like a minute chase sequence. And then she goes to the thing, and Candyman's there with the baby, and he's like, "I'll make us immortal. Let me kill you, and then I will set this child free." And she's like, "Okay, I'll do it. It's my love." And he puts her to sleep because he has a more wild plan. Because he can't have a ghost wife that isn't as messed up as him. Because he has bumblebees in his body and a messed up hook hand. So yeah, he's like, "I gotta make her menacing, like she's a Hellraiser demon." And so he has a plan. He puts the baby in a pile of wood that the people at the apartment complex were going to set on fire for a party. And then the kid, that's right, there's a kid, because Helen got attacked by a guy who was pretending to be Candyman for intimidation factor because he's a part of a gang, I think. I think that's... If he wasn't part of a gang, don't tell me I'm racist. I'm sorry. Damn it. I don't know. I'm a dumbass. Besides that, the kid helped her, and then they arrested the bad guy. He was a bad guy, alright? Let's see. And then Helen tries to save the baby in the pile of wood that was being set on fire, but the kid who helped her was like, because she had a hook in her hand, not in her hand, but in her hand, it's going down into the pile of wood, but he didn't see her because she was already in the wood, but not her hook hand. He was like, oh, it's Candyman. And he got everyone in the apartment complex to go down and set down the fire. And while she's trying to save the baby, she gets to the baby and it's like, oh, it's all right. And then Candyman goes around her and is like, let's die together. And she's like, no, this isn't the truth. This isn't what's supposed to happen. And he's like, no, this is how I planned it to go, Helen. And she's like, oh no, I'm going to sleep. Let me grab this steak that's on fire. And oh no, Helen. And she gets the baby and she goes out, but not unscathed because she gets her hair set on fire, which makes her bald. What doesn't make sense because she has hair as long as mine. And her hair was on fire for like, I don't know, maybe like 2 minutes. It shouldn't have burned like all the way down to her scalp. Like this wouldn't burn all the way down into like 2 minutes. Alright, her hair was like really close to mine. But hey, that's probably because I like the idea that she would have had a fire hair. Like her hair was on fire and like extended and folded and like, but they even show it in her like mural art because now she's a cryptid like folklore thing because that's what Candyman wanted. But he's dead now because he burned in the fire, which doesn't make sense. He's a ghost. I guess it's more of a sanctum oil, or however you pronounce that, from burning to make sure he rests. But hey, that's Candyman for you. And that's it basically. Helen comes back as a monster that's gross looking. And she kills her ex-husband. And his fleazy new wife. But hey, that was Candyman. It's good. It's good. I have nothing else to say. I'm white. I don't really have an opinion on it or anything I should say. And anything I did say that was offensive, and I didn't realize, I'm sorry. I gotta be honest, I'm just a real dumbass sometimes. But hey, this is my job now. I talk about movies, and I just so happen to remember that I need to watch Candyman. And I will watch the new one Sunday. So look out for that review in the somewhat, hopefully near future. And I'm pretty sure the next time you guys see me, I will be 19 because my birthday's in 9 days, and of course the next Friday is in a week. So you'll see me before my 19th birthday. So yeah, so get your happy birthdays in the comments below. I'll be looking and liking every single one. Besides that, thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what I should do next. I don't know. The Candyman thing. That might be fun. A new food cooking thing. I might do French fries. I don't know. Besides that, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys next Friday. Sorry for the longer video.